Hello, Cameron and Piers. Unfortunately, not much has happened lately. Partly because I had to deal with the usual autumn illnesses. But at least two of the main four projects have made some progress. The Swedish Yellow Regiment for pike and shot is now ready and painted. Together with the Blue Regiment, there are now core troops available to build an army around. So next I should add some cavalry and commanders. I will probably use more contrasts when painting future infantry blocks. It remains the most efficient method to date. Contrast Basilicanum Grey confirmed its usefulness as a basic color for linen. You can paint the lower half of the miniature with it fast and easy to get a dark gray base color. When adding highlights in off-white, gray and brown tones, the ranks of soldier look a bit different, without a lot of effort. In between, I was able to watch a video from Dom, Boots on the Table, about the Battle of Breitenfeld. It will take some time to bring so many figures to the table, but you can notice how much the mass effect works here, and the painting of individual figures is hardly important anymore. However, the army's color scheme does a lot, especially in distinguishing units. For me, there are currently 5 potential rule systems for Pike and Shot games. Pike and Shot itself, Pikeman's Lament by Osprey, In Deo Veritas by Helion Wargames, The Old Fields of Glory Renaissance, and Twilight of Divine Right by the Pike and Shot Society. If all goes well, I should at least be able to do a test game with Pikeman's Lament around Christmas. Once 2 smaller armies have been completed, the next step becomes a little easier. In addition to Pike and Shot, I tried to continue preparing for the World War II project. In this case, my dissatisfaction with the first armored vehicle led to the purchase of Andy Singleton's Painting Guide for Armored Vehicles in Europe, 1943 to 1945. At first glance, an interesting book. Now all I have to do is testing the tips and tricks in practice. In order to depict the vehicles used in Operation Bagration more precisely, I also purchased Osprey's tanks in Operation Bagration 1944. Here too I hope to make some good progress by the end of the year. But the first tests could perhaps be started earlier on the table. I also made a list of goals, which figures should be painted and in what order for the next 2 months. But I'm experimenting in secret first, so as not to build up too much pressure. It's supposed to be fun, and I would feel guilty about announcing something to you that wouldn't work out. Speaking of which, I definitely have to bring something to the table again. That's why I'll probably tackle a few Napoleonic games in November and early December. It's been a little too quiet in that period lately. Till then, and take care.